All right, folks, welcome back to another cast for the Age of the Ring official tournament, Mr. Bones Spooktacular Cup. This is another Stage 1 game, and featuring in the top left, we've got Eldarion, son of the elves himself, playing Isengard. And in the bottom right, another mirror match, we've got CammyFries playing Isengard as well on the Spring of Keldwyn map, which I have not seen much of. Looks like it features some rowdy tub dwarves, indeed. Let's see what we're working with over here. So CammyFries in the bottom is going to do a 2 furnace start and put another furnace kind of up ahead. A 4 furnace start for CammyFries. Going for a pretty big eco start in the beginning. I guess not expecting too much early pressure from Eldarion, and we're going to have the armory placed relatively close to the fortress here. Trying to see where on the map things are happening. There's so many pillars on the mini-map here. An armory and a furnace. Anything else? The armory does cost 400, so an extra 100 resources to get that going, but it does mean Eldarion is going to be going for, I would assume, some earlier upgrades. Another furnace. So pretty big eco-heavy starts. Here we go. This is what I was missing. Pretty big eco-heavy starts for both guys here. 4 eco buildings and a clan steading here for Eldarion. Second clan steading. So we're going to go for some Wildman spam. 1 clan steading for CammyFries. Let's see what else we're working with here. I love the rowdy tub dwarves. All right. First Wildman unit coming out, but Eldarians are already out on the map here. And the second clan setting is finishing. I wonder what CammyFries is doing with that extra money here. Both tied for CP. 1 extra unit out for Eldarion. Am I missing a second clan setting somewhere? I'm trying to find it. It's hard to see on this map. Ah, this is what I'm missing. This is key. Warg Pit. Over here by the fortress. Building a battalion of Warg Riders already. Which could prove pretty tricky for Eldarion. He's going to pass by this furnace. We'll see if he wants to take that one down or if he wants to check and see what's going on. But it might be too late as Wargs are already hitting the field. And I don't think we do have a battalion of pikemen coming out. It's pretty well prepared. The Warg Riders are going to destroy the Wildmen in 1 trample using their Howl ability. Just like that, CammyFries' presence on the map is pretty solidified here. These pikemen are not going to be able to fight these Wildmen here, but Eldarion going to throw down the Krebine here to debuff the Wildmen. Maybe these rowdy tub dwarves can take care of them. Actually, they're not doing too bad. The Wargs are going to take down the creep here to make sure these guys aren't much of an issue going forward. Krebine giving vision of this bridge hold. But so far... and the Warhorn goes out for the Wildmen. Going to be able to take out these pikemen, no problem. Giving the Wargs free reign. Love the Warg play here by CammyFries. Getting them out just a little bit earlier. See, Eldarion wants to follow suit. We'll see if it's not too late, though. The one advantage Eldarion does have is that CammyFries, at least so far, did not build any pikemen of his own to counter the non-existent Wargs. So catching him by surprise might be able to even out the field here. God, it's so hard to look at these. If you look in the mini-map here, you'll be able to see which color is kind of taking the lead here. We do see a hero coming out. Wormtongue is coming out for CammyFries, which I'd like to see. I believe the CP is pretty even. Yep, a slight advantage for CammyFries. It looks like one of his buildings might have leveled up a little bit quicker. Good skirmish out here. The pikemen trying to catch these wargs out. But Eldarion sneakily getting these wargs from behind. But probably going to have trouble finding a trample. The pikemen are still kind of blocking here. So it's going to be just a Wildman fight for now. I don't see torches being built. It's Torches, I believe, cost 300 as an upgrade, but building those would be kind of tough since they can still just get trampled by the wargs here. Wormtongue in the fray, adding a little bit of an advantage for CammyFries here. Furnaces kind of being spread out a little bit. This builder kind of, for Eldarion, is a little bit out of place, but maybe he'll build a building soon. Both players utilizing their, well, I was going to say, unless CammyFries is saving up for something, he's floating a little bit of resources. I'd like to see maybe he's going to keep up the wargs, maybe some Sharku or Ugluk. He's going to transition into Uruks soon. I don't see an Uruk pit hitting the field yet. It seems like both players are happy to stick to the Wildmen and Warg skirmishes in the center of the map here. CammyFries taking a very convincing lead at this point, though. Actually, yeah, I don't see any units for Eldarion out on the map here. The Wormtongue seems to have been a pretty good investment. Winning those skirmishes with the Wildmen is pretty helpful here. We see Eldarion's Wormtongue coming out as well, but I think it might be a little too late. CammyFries is on the production here, and if this goes down, there's no way that Eldarion's going to be able to keep up unless he's able to replace this quickly. We're on the resources. The armory's going to have a lot of extra armor, and he's taking a lot of fortress shots here, so I don't know if I like that play. If he was able to look for this builder and this... There we go. We're going to go for this furnace. That seems to be the better way to go. Over here, some of Eldarion's men coming out to challenge this, but the Warhorn going down for Cammy's units. This is actually going to get cleaned up with not really any lasting damage, so this is pretty good for Eldarion. The CammyFries lead, not really being able to take advantage of, as we weren't able to get any lasting damage on the resource structures. If this one goes down, that'll be some damage done, but wasting so many hits on the clan settings are not going to prove effective for CammyFries here. CammyFries rebuilding. He might have thought that was a death blow. Sharku does hit the field. Love to see that. And there's still a little bit more resources. I think Wormtongue might have died. Nope, Wormtongue didn't die. Yeah, okay, we just saw resources spent. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ugluk hitting the field in just a moment. Ugluk, though, not going to be able to provide much of a buff to the Uruks that are not yet out on the field, but I might be getting his leadership confused. He might have leadership for Wildmen as well, I'm not sure. We're going to see some wargs running around here to challenge Eldarion's furnace, the Mexican standoff here between these two. Warg's going to be able to approach this. They're going to let the builder go. Eldarion seems okay to sacrifice that. He's going to send a half a battalion of pikes to at least prevent these wargs from going over the bridge, if he can get there in time. I think he should. Actually, the whole army is gonna see this. I think this is a bit of an overreaction. One battalion of pikes should have been enough, because now CammyFries takes the bridge here with 2 heroes, as well as finally getting a flank on this building here. Though, we did see last time CammyFries kind of focusing on this building here and not really getting a ton of damage done. So these wargs are going to get taken care of, and they're going to come to reinforce. But this furnace is going to go down, and yeah, that's the damage that CammyFries is looking for. I don't think these guys are going to... Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a base trade here, but CammyFries is getting a little bit of a head start on the production and getting a lot of resources for this. Yep. Okay, that's huge. That's huge for CammyFries. Also creeping and killing some rowdy tub dwarves. Eldarion Sharku. It's a mirror match, but it just seems like at every step of the way, CammyFries has been one step ahead, kind of dictating the pace of the game. Eldarion wins this trade, but not without heavy losses. He might be able to get this furnace, but with the Warg Pit and this going down, this base trade is going to be heavily in favor of CammyFries. Honestly, I would call the game here. Those Wildmen taken care of. Yeah, the cleanup is huge here. I mean, if CammyFries just loses one furnace from this base trade and the production is still being challenged over here on Eldarion's side, I think Eldarion's big mistake was taking his whole army from here and bringing it down to this bridge to contest the one wargs. Send one pike down and make sure they can't cross the bridge, but make sure you can challenge the big army that came through here. I don't see him rebuilding the production anywhere else. I don't know how much money he has, but he's got 900 bucks. I really think he should be prioritizing building these again. I think this is... Yeah, that's Eldarion's Wormtongue getting chased down by wargs. It's kind of poetic. Also Eldarion's Sharku. So Wormtongue falls.
Listen to my words.
Ooh. Just use the backstab and... Or the venomous words. Applies the debuff. Yeah, and CammyFries just has free reign of Eldarion's base here. Eldarion's Sharku gonna see what micro he can get done here. Taking down a few units, but with the pikes mixed in. Ah, Grishnak has arrived. Alright, so these are some reinforcements that might hold off for a little bit, but once again, the production still stays intact here for CammyFries. The spam is gonna keep up. This is a temporary hold. Uh-oh. Eldarion's Sharku get caught. The splash on him is pretty good, but he's going right back in. Yep, there he goes. Took a tumble off the cliff. I think that's going to be it. Alright. Let's see, I'm just going to fast forward ahead here. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be white sweeping the map here. Watch the fortress go down. And that'll be it for game one. Yeah, I think we analyzed that one pretty well already. I think Eldarion overreacted to a flank over there, which kind of spelled the end as CammyFries got onto the production kind of right away. But up until that point, it felt pretty even. It felt like CammyFries was kind of ahead of the game in terms of like the heroes coming out, the warg tech coming out just a little bit earlier, and Eldarion trying to follow suit instead of coming up with his own little counter to try and trick him a little bit. GG for game one goes to CammyFries. All right, I'm going to cut the recording here, and we'll hop into game two in just a minute. See you guys soon. All right, we are back with game two of the match between CammyFries and Eldarion. CammyFries took game one, so let's see how game two pans out. We've got Rivendell in the bottom right, being played by our leader in this match, CammyFries. And in the top left, I think this is Holland. Forgive me if I'm wrong here. We've got Gondor being played by Eldarion. Very fitting. We're going to go with a double forge start for CammyFries. So the forges have a little bit more armor and a little bit more, at least in the early game, a higher resource income. So Rivendell players have had pretty good luck with starting out with these forges. Even though they're a bit more expensive, they pay off a little bit more in the early game so they don't fall behind, and they're harder to harass as well. So we're going to see a triple forge start for CammyFries. I kind of like to see the early eco plays coming out first, rather than rushing right into a unit production building. It's kind of betting that the other player is going to do the same, which I would say is pretty accurate. We're starting with a blacksmith. I do like to see Eldarion kind of mixing in the upgrade resource buildings early on in the match. It's just he has to get to the long enough game for that to pay off. 2 farms and a double, or 1 barracks and 1 archery range starting off. So Clansmen of Lamedon just hitting the field in a little bit. And the Tookish archers, very strong archers for their costs here, coming out for CammyFries. And only 3 resource buildings, but I do see the orchard is going to be placed on the south side below the cliff, out of range of the wargs, obviously. This builder is going to scout ahead. I have a feeling something similar is going to be happening here. We might see a resource structure kind of out a ways, or at least to warn against any kind of flanks. Clansmen of Lamedon heading across the field, but the Tookish archers are going to be here. Depending on the micro between these 2 players, we'll see what damage can get done. The Clansmen are pretty tanky and numerous, but if the archers can keep themselves safe, they should be able to handle those guys no problem. More clansmen coming out, and Blackroot Vale archers coming out. Blackroot, yeah. Does not seem that there's any priority just yet for creeping the warg layers here. There are quite a few on the map. And I believe trolls in the corner, yes, by the inns. So maybe we'll see some in play. We do have the Breland Towns Guard here, just as I say that. We might be going to creep. And was the horn used? Tangato Hide? Yes. Tangato Hide must have been used on these units. Captain's Horn going to be used here. These Tookish archers are not long for this world with the Blackroot Vale archers here, along with the clansmen of Lebanon. These guys are going to go creep the cave troll. Fear kind of stalling them for a little bit, but they should be able to with a little bit of micro. Maybe the cave troll walks right into them. Be able to handle these guys, no problem. But Eldarion kind of taking the center of the map here with a convincing fiefdom spam lead here. The Breland Towns Guard not going to be much help against the Swordsman and Archer combo, but the Tookish Archers are going to be key to the defense here. Let's see how this plays out. They're going to creep the troll lair. It might take, I believe another troll will be able to spawn before they're able to get this, though. Yeah, the spam is coming out pretty convincingly here. Two builders out here, but not really building any more resource structures. Okay, there we go, there we go. Oh, stables. Okay. You want some cav. The archer debuff applying to the Tookish archers here. It's going to help Eldarion win this little exchange, or at least hit a little bit of damage here. I would like to see a little bit of multi-pronged attack here from the clansmen, I think, because the Tookish archer clump is going to be able to hold off whichever side, but if we can get clansmen maybe down on the other side, we might have a different story here. But Eldarion making good work of this. The Blackroot archers are a pretty good contester against the Tookish ones, and the swordsman getting on top of them is pretty huge. I don't know how much I like... I mean, Cav is always good. Cav is always good, but I think... Here we go. Are we getting more... There we go, farm, yeah. I think if Eldarion were to take his map presence and put some more farms out a little bit earlier, it would solidify his lead a little bit more. But this is a convincingly huge army, so... I don't know. Let's see if he might just be able to steamroll the archers here. Gildor is coming out, though, and with his leadership buff, the damage on the Tookish archers are going to be huge. So, let's see what we can do. Remember that Aragian forges have increased armor, so I don't think these are going to go down particularly quickly. Gildor getting caught by a lot of units, taking a lot of damage here. Oh, huge flank by the archers here. I can't tell if the Tangato Hide was just too late or just in time, but the Breland Towns Guard caught way out of position here. And a lot of Tookish archers are going to take some damage and then get jumped on by these clansmen. Great play by Eldarion here. More archers coming out, and the Dunedain horsemen coming out. These Breland Towns Guard are just happy to creep, take the inn. Not really concerned with the battle here. Wow, yeah, these Dunedain Rangers coming in huge clutch for, or what are they called, Knights? Rangers are for the Outriders, that's what they're called. Yeah, the Outriders turning the tide in a huge way for Rivendell. There's just no answer. I don't think any Linhir spearmen were being made beforehand. So Eldarion just kind of caught unawares by that. And it's just a battle of the Tramplers at this point. Alright, so this kind of evens the playing field a little bit. This is kind of why I was hoping that Eldarion would take his lead and take the map a little bit further here. Rivendell does have the CP advantage after all this, after all is said and done here. The Breland Towns Guard level 3 get their armor from the Barrows, so they're going to have an increased armor. And getting some decent harass on this blacksmith, unanswered at this point. The Outriders. Yeah. All right, it does look like the status quo of the game has shifted. CammyFries taking a lead out on the map here. The Outriders kind of really changing the game here. Gildor as well. I believe Gildor stayed alive. Yep, absolutely. Level 3 gets his Boulder Exile summon, which is pretty strong. 2 battalions of Outriders. The Gondor Knights chasing. Oh, yep, the Gondor Knights are going to fall. Oh, that's a huge loss. I don't think there was a well or anything for them to heal. They weren't level 2 yet, but still, you don't want to lose those. Okay, Outriders kind of charging right into the Spearmen, but the Outriders are really strong. Much stronger than the Pindith Gillen Knights, if I'm correct in saying that. Gonna make quick work of this farm. The Breland Townsguard with their armor taking down the Blacksmith. No clansmen of Lamedon to challenge this was huge, so losing that income is going to be a pretty big loss. And with Rivendell kind of on the back foot on the defensive for the first portion of the game, a convincing turnaround by CammyFries here. Just the banner carrier 1v1ing the Sentinels of the of the stables here. I think he wins this one-on-one too. We'll see. Oh, no, I don't think so. Oh my gosh. Wow. Edge of your seat gameplay there, folks. This battalion of Breland Townsguard are going to respawn. And yeah, I mean, CammyFries just owns this base. The Tookish Archers, buffed by Gildor, are going to kill anything that pops out of these barracks. The camp is huge. Gildor has his Fear now, too, the Light of Telperion. Summoning the Noldor Exiles. That's going to be... Wow. Really convincing gameplay here by CammyFries. Very, very well played. Forlong's kind of a last-ditch effort. When you lose your production buildings, you kind of have to turn to your heroes, which by themselves are not going to be a very efficient choice, but sometimes it's all you got. All right, I think we can see how this one's going to go. I'm going to fast forward here. It does look like White is just going to take the map. Up, up, up. The Gandalf summon might hold off things a little bit here. Well, let's see. It does look like... Yeah, no. It does look like this was found before it could be built up to be too much of a trouble. These clansmen might beat these if they fight. There they go. There they fight. The clansmen will win this trade, but eventually the Tookish Archer regiment is going to be able to handle the clansmen here and finish out the game. A valiant effort to set up the side base, but that's going to be GG. And CammyFries is going to win game 2 of this match, making him the winner. He's going to move on to, I believe it's the quarterfinals. I keep saying that. I should probably confirm that. But he does move out of stage 1. I can definitely say that for sure. Well played by both players there. CammyFries is taking a convincing turnaround in that last game, and we'll see him move on. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep up with the rest of the games if you're enjoying these casts. Talk to you later.